Why it's hard to have an opinion. Have you ever thought to yourself after an argument, damn, this person's opinions are so invalid? I'm sure you have. At least I have. But why is it so damn hard to accept and live with others' varying opinions? And where do we, as a society, draw the line between an opinion and a belief that we deem unacceptable? Well, let us start with what an opinion actually is. An opinion, as defined by Cambridge Dictionary, is a thought or belief about something or someone. While that is true, I would like to dive a little deeper. An opinion, in my opinion, touché, is a belief that results from an individual's interpretation of facts. This interpretation is inherently different from person to person based on a plethora of factors. These factors include, but are not limited to, their upbringing, social circle, experiences they made throughout life, etc., etc. Another important factor here is that different people deem different things as fact, and what sources people get their facts they base their opinions on from. We will be going down that fact rabbit hole in another video though. So by internalizing this sort of extended definition, we are already able to rationally understand why opinions and beliefs vary so strongly between different cultures and people and societies. Emotionally speaking though, that is a whole different story. I think a good analogy to why we struggle to emotionally cope with or accept someone having a different opinion than us is a toxic relationship. Many people who have been or have witnessed a toxic relationship play out will have come to the conclusion that most of the time the abused rationally almost always understands that what is happening to them, not so good. Emotionally speaking though, this rational realization oftentimes does not translate directly. Why? Well, it's emotions. No matter how smart you are, you will not be capable of controlling your emotions 100% based on your rational beliefs. So to come back to the original point, opinions. You might know why someone else has a different belief than you, and you might even be able to rationally understand why it is the way it is. But from an emotional standpoint, let's say for instance you're very much pro-immigration, you're gonna have a very hard time just accepting someone categorically being against that. Everyone knows these Thanksgiving evenings when your drunk uncle finally decides that this is the perfect time. This is it. This is the perfect time to finally discuss that socialists are ruining this country and that actually all millennials are good for nothing. And no matter how composed, educated, and obviously very smart you are as a millennial, chances are you're not gonna let someone just insult your entire generation. You're probably going to hit them with the good old, Randy, actually boomers are the ones that ruined the real estate market for us, and boomers are, as a matter of fact, the most narcissistic generation there has ever been. So who's in the right here? The gender fluid millennial snowflake? Or the boomer who thinks that climate change is a hoax, but if it were real it would turn the frogs gay? No one. And that leads us to the crux of the opinion. An opinion is, once again, an interpretation of facts. In this specific example, a fact might be that XY% of millennials have student debt that they won't be able to pay back in the short-term future. While the millennial might interpret it as, the system sucks, I want to have my education for free. Why do I have to pay student debt? Like, look at Europe, right? Am I right, guys? The boomer might interpret it as, why do you take on debt that you cannot cover? You're a grown-up person, grow up. Take responsibility. You might personally find one of the two opinions I just reenacted more valid than the other, but that is because you're able to empathize with how they form their opinion based on facts. And while in our example both opinions, if you really think about it, are plain dumb, since they both are blanket statements about a large amount of the human population, you might still subconsciously think the millennial is right, or the boomer is right, simply due to your own experiences and beliefs you made in life. Now, to come to the grand finale of this video, drum roll please. This is fucking stupid. When is an opinion simply unacceptable? Or is it even possible for an opinion to be unacceptable? I want to say that, at least in a modern democratic society with certain values like personal freedom, there are beliefs that should not be accepted by society as a whole. While this does not entail one cannot hold an opinion that others deem unacceptable, it is society's duty to condemn opinions that lead to another person's personal freedom being impaired. The huge debate about freedom of speech and what is not freedom of speech, simply put, is a valid discussion. And this is where we go full circle. The debate about what is and what is not freedom of speech is once more based on, you guessed it, opinions. And therefore it is hard to categorically place as right or wrong in a societal sense, since society itself consists of multiple people with multiple different opinions. But now it's your turn. I'm interested in hearing, you guessed it, your opinion on opinions. And I'm also interested in knowing what you think is acceptable and unacceptable, and where you draw the line. Or maybe even the society where you come from draws the line. Please feel free to leave a comment. Even a like and a sub would help a lot. I'm starting this channel up. There's a lot more to come. I hope you like philosophizing with me about everything. Boomers and millennials, right? But yeah, there's much more to come. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, whatever, blah, 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 YouTuber shit. And yeah, this is it. This was Maxify. See you in the next one.